Welcome friends, it is I, LostScarf, and it's time for the balance portion of the Patch Notes video! And here it is. Soulstone is the first one. It's a new starter item to get instead of Vampiric Shroud. But is it worth it? Let's see here. So you get 20 magical power, 100 mana. The passive is, every time you land a base attack on an enemy, you get plus 4 MP5 at 5 souls max. So until you use your next ability, you have plus 20 MP5. So you're just getting mana back over 5 seconds. So that would be in about, let's see, most abilities maybe 60 mana or maybe 100 mana for clearing, so you're waiting about 15 to 25 seconds before you can cast an ability, which will use another 30 magical power, so that's pretty good there. Maybe you want to use this when you have a lot of mana to beat the crap out of someone to maybe kill them or harass them really bad, or when you're low on mana, you're using this to just clear out the lane with one ability if you can, so most mages should be able to utilize this pretty well. But is it better than Vampiric Shroud, which gives you 20 magical power, 100 health, and plus 5 MP5. And really, I think if you're going for kills, maybe the Soulstone could be advantageous when it comes to just having that extra 30 power. Hit something really, like, you're hitting the jungle camp really early with your teammates, and then when you get to the lane, go straight for the kill with that extra 30 power. You could probably do that. I know Anubis could. Anubis, early game, with that extra power, can kill somebody, so that's not bad there. Vampiric Shroud might be better if you, I don't know, if you want to be a bit meatier and try to get a kill, that might work as well. But Soulstone is definitely, it looks like it has good potential for, if you want to be in lane, almost indefinitely, this might work out. That 20 MP5 will be very useful to you in just holding a lane, just killing the minion line every 25 seconds, just assuming it costs you like around 100 mana to clear a line. And a lot of gods can do that, so it's useful in that way, and I'll probably try it out for a couple weeks and see what I think. Alright, let's talk about any more magicals? No, that's the only magical item, so everything else is physical besides the boots, so let's just go over the boots now. So, boots. Here's the boot tree. So magical and physical boots. For the tanky boots, it's now 150 health instead of 100 health, so it's just a bit meatier to make you consider getting that instead of the other boots. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know. Maybe not. It's not making me inclined to try them out. Not at all. Then there's another change to Traveler's Boot, Shoes, and Talaria. And the idea here is you got your movement speed and your HP 5 out of combat. But each time you hit an enemy god, you earn plus 50 experience and plus 30 gold. This cannot be done on the same god more than once every 90 seconds. So if you hit all 5 enemy gods and just try to do that every 90 seconds, you're making about, let's see here, well, times 5, so 250 experience and 150 gold every 90 seconds. Is it to help supports? And it's an interesting idea, but it's going to make them want to maybe go out to the solo lane to try to get that extra amount for rotating. Might be a bit much there. Probably not smart to do that. So I don't know. For supports, this could be an interesting idea. It's their attempt at just making it easier on supports. I don't know if that's good enough. But I'm definitely going to try this on junglers. I really will. Because I hit everybody all the time with junglers. So this might be a way to get ahead quick. And that could be pretty useful. So I'm thinking about junglers with this more so than supports. Well, there was one more general thing to talk about, and that was Magi's. Magi's is, the passive is now 60 seconds instead of 45 seconds, which is going to make it a bit scarier for people using Magi's Blessing, but it's still a good item. I just kind of like Spirit Robe more, just because of the cooldown and all that armor and the passive. But Magi's Blessing is useful in different ways. So Heavy Hammer and Frostbound Hammer, some changes. Heavy Hammer has been nerfed on slow by 10%, so it's 15% now, and health by 100, so it's 100 now instead of 200. Because they want you to buy the final level, which got an HP boost of 100. That's what they did there. So they just want you to go for that one. You got more slow on it, and you got more HP on it. They just want to make you get there because Heavy Hammer is a really nice item. It really is. So they had to nerf it to make you go for the third one. So we'll see how that affects people. Heartseeker has its gold reduction from 1950 to 1790, and it has an extra 5 power on it. So people are going to be buying this. And that's going to have some mixed results for sure. But here's the big one worth talking about, which affects a lot of things. That is Devo's Gauntlets has been nerfed. It has lost 5 physical power on it, and now you need 75 stacks to get the passive back. Now, through the numbers, it's the same as it was before. Instead of 50 stacks, now it's 75. There is no change to how much you get. So you still get overall 50 physical power and 25 lifesteal. It's still the same. So because these people are saying, well, maybe they'll get Heartseeker with Transcendence instead. We'll do that. A lot of people are railing against it. Kret being one of them, is like, well, you go Heartseeker plus Transcendence, you're just going to feed all game. And a lot of people are having that feeling today on day one. So, yeah, I see where they're coming from with that. But a lot of people are saying still do Gauntlets, because that's still a good amount. 55 physical power, 25 lifesteal is really good. It's just going to take you longer to get there. But here's my thing. Bloodforge is only about, let's see here, 215 extra gold. And you see the base right there. If you do the basic attacks to get it up, you will have 55 physical power and 24 lifesteal. So the question is, do you want to save time on building stacks or not? Like, if you want to hit them hard and early, Bloodforge will help you out there. Now, if you feel that the game's going to go longer and you can get that many minions very quickly, then Devil's Gauntlet is still probably a better choice, because you'll have this at all times once you get the stacks built up, instead of having to get 3 basic attacks before you have this fully built. So it's really dependent on your playstyle and what you're doing. If you're a god that can clear really well, Gauntlet for sure. If you're a god that can't clear that well, probably Bloodforge. So, like, Apollo, like, his clear is terrible, so Bloodforge is probably better for him, especially because he has really good attack speed on his passive, so he'll get there pretty quick. Well, maybe Amazon Ka will do better with Gauntlet, because he's going to clear a lot of minions with his bees and honey. So those are options you can think about. I think it's worth thinking about. Now let's get over to the gods. Okay, it's time for the buffs, and, everybody got buffs. There's no nerfs today. Okay, so let's go over Apollo first. Apollo gained a little bit more power. He gained +4 power on his base, so he goes from 36 to 40, which is right here. But then you add levels on top of it. So he gained 2.5 to 2.6. So he gained a 0.1 physical power per level. So he didn't gain a lot, but he gained a little bit, which is going to make his mid to late game better. His early game still not so great, because his clear just isn't there. But with the base attacks help on the mid game, he should do a little bit better. So there you go with that. Apollo should be a bit better. As long as he doesn't go back to what he used to be, I'm fine. I just don't want to see that again. Seeing Apollo every single game was kind of boring. We're seeing a lot of ADCs in general instead of just Apollo, so I'm really liking that. Alright, 2 changes to Kumbhakarma. First up is his Mighty Yawn. Now, if an opponent gets knocked out of his mez early, they have an attack speed debuff on them. So that's pretty nice right there. Like if he's getting chased by hunters or assassins, warriors, it'll slow them down. That's pretty good there after they get knocked out of Yawn. Like when he's dead, you can Mighty Yawn. So if they get knocked out of it early, they're going to have a slower attack speed, so maybe he can survive his passive. It's possible by doing it that way. Then there's his ultimate, Epic Uppercut. What happened here is his starting initial damage does a little bit more damage now than the landing damage. That way he still has a chance of maybe killing someone who's CC immune. So 25% of the damage is done here at initial, 75% is done at the final. That's what they did basically. So if you're CC immune, he'll hit you kind of hard. If you're really low, he'll kill you. Well, it used to be if you're CC immune, you could still survive because he didn't do that much damage. So they're making little changes here and there to make Kumbhakarna better. Is this enough? I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what this does to him. Honestly surprised by this one for Neith. She got buffed on Spirit Arrow. It now does 30 more points of damage. I don't know why. It's already a really nice ability. She wrecks with it, but now she wrecks even harder, so there you go. Neith is stronger. Osiris's attack speed is now 1. And then per level, of course, 0.01. So he gained about 5% to his attack speed at base. So he'll be a little bit faster, which should make him a little bit letheler again at the start. I don't remember what he got nerfed from a couple months back. I don't know if this is back to what he used to be. Is it less or is it more? But attack speed will definitely help him out because of the way he's played. So good for him. Alright, so Sun Wukong got 3 buffs. Magical Cudgel now does 25% extra damage to minions in jungle camps instead of 20%. So that should help his clear out a little bit. His Master's Wool got an extra 10 points of damage. That's it. So that'll help him out a little bit as well. But here's the one that's kind of big to me, and that is Tiger Stun. Goes from 0.6 seconds, 0.8, 1, 1.2 to 1.4. Now it is 1 second, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So what happens here is the first level of his transformations is now a flat 1 second stun, which could be really effective in 2 ways. One, in just harassing early, but also in invasions. A 1 second stun is a lot more than a 0.6 second stun. It really is. That could mean a little bit more things that a teammate can do in an invasion, and that could mean better invasion kills. So that is pretty big to me in a way. It's not huge, but it is a nice option he can take. Alright, here's the big one. Alquang getting buffed. You know, Neith was a bit weird to me. Alquang's makes none of the sense. Alquang is a monster. A monster. I can get 20 kills with him almost every single game. He destroys things. Even if you get him behind, because of threshold on his ultimate, he is always a threat. Alquang is ridiculous, and he got buffed? And here's what happened. Nice QOL here is that Dragon Call no longer breaks invisibility. That's alright, okay. His ultimate's the huge one. They made a couple changes. First one, his execution threshold is now a flat 30. It used to be 25%, 26%, 29%, 32%, and 35%. So that means just get the first level. And now you can put all your points into Dragon Call and into your Wildstorm. So you can put those up sooner, because you don't need to put one into here. Because your threshold, it used to be you had to have 3 to 4 levels into this to get to 30, because of 29, 32%. So that's really nice. There's damage on it, but you never cared about damage. It's all about that threshold. So that's really something there. And the range got increased. It used to be 15 feet range. Now it's 17 feet range. I know sometimes people can get away from you, making it hard to get them with the final blow to kill them. But that was fine, because you do threshold kills. Completely fine. What the hell? And finally, you heal. 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, 30% healed of maximum health after you execute somebody. This is so people can consider re-engaging instead of just leaving after they kill somebody. That's a nice thought. But all you did was just make it better for those who were going to play the same way they used to play. Like, people who got the kills with the intention of always escaping, now they can consider coming back in and destroying another fool. That's all it does. That's all it really did, was just make Alquang way better. I don't understand this buff in any way. I don't. I'm gonna wreck so many people with this guy. He's gonna have really, really good numbers. If he does not have good numbers, I don't know what people are doing, because Alquang just does not have a bad day. It doesn't happen. But that's everything right there. Alquang's the big standout for me. It's really weird to me. And then I had told you about Devo and how I feel about Bloodforge. There's some interesting things going on. Nice changes here and there. Gonna be a lot of fun playing Ah Puch. Or Ah Puch. Ah Puchy? I already forgot how he pronounces it. But, gonna be an interesting patch playing. Alquang's gonna be ridiculous. I'm gonna play Bastet. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to do some Kumba work. See how Kumba is now. And, yeah. I don't know. And then I'm gonna see how Sun Wukong feels now that he's got some buffs here and there. I really want to try to do an invasion with him. Sun Wukong and Thor should be a really good invade now. Sun Wukong and Thanatos as well. Those would be really sweet invasions. But that right there is the patch notes video right there. Hope you found this informative and interesting. I had fun making this video. Hope you have fun watching. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.